Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track by an act named Cameron Sean titled Crazy. And if we switch over to here, we have ourselves a track on the screen and we're going to listen through this track from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Did I get that from the start though? I want to just make sure I got that. I did. Excellent. Excellent response in the bass there alongside the kicks. Those little chirpy hi-hats on each side.
Seen you across the room, I didn't know what to do. Had to introduce myself. She call me Cameron, baby. They call me Cameron, baby. Seen you.
Okay, dope. They call me Cameron. Sick flow. I like the vocal chops on the side there. That nice little bit of extra melody needed on top of the clean vocals there. A little bit of modulation on the vocals, which is kind of nice. Works well stylistically.
But she might be. Hey, yo, you tell me that I'm stuck in my ways, but I guess it's proof in it. But girl, you got me out of my mind. I feel like a lunatic. So many years surrounded by bars, I feel like a fugitive. I told the family that we'd be straight, we'd be stupid rich, being broke.
Okay, dope. I like the additional low end with a little bit of a fuzz and a little bit of uproar in that low end there. It sizzles. There's a little bit of magnificence in the tones and textures used here, and I gotta appreciate and show some love for it. There's some development in the accompaniment and motif there. It's sick, man.
It was never humorous. They always asking me about drive, fucking intuitive. The attention I attract in the spot is truly just ludicrous. I make that magic happen, a young Harry Houdini out of Budapest. Cause I'm hungry. Do you really mean it when you tell me that you love me? I pray that baby you're not crazy. But she might be. Seeing you across the room.
Okay, so there's a similarity in the energy levels, and like there is dynamic range to it. We've got a similar loudness throughout, so it'll be interesting to see how they play with that later on, whether we keep these smooth transitions or there's a little bit of break at some point just to allow us a bit of space to be able to contemplate everything that's going on. I mean, I know it's a 2.5 minute track, but still, it's nice to have a little bit of pause in it.
Had to introduce myself. Call me Cameron, baby. They call me Cameron, baby.
I do like the double tracking there on that last line of the flow. It's got the pop fundamentals 101 down, for sure.
Didn't know what to do. Had to introduce myself.
Nice portamento on that early as well.
But she might be. I'm still allergic to the drama. I know what the drama brings. Motion sickness from the moves I make. I need some drama, me.
Again, there's a great clarity of the vocal performance here. His rap game is strong. I like that bit. The melodic phrasing there as well. He's got his cleans and his rapping parts down.
Crazy people do a lot of scary things. If we were together, we'd be Britney Spears and Charlie Sheen. And right now,
Britney Spears and Charlie Sheen. That's actually a really interesting comparison.
Can't handle it. And if we try to make it work, they would cancel us.
Really intense.
You're psychotic, neurotic. I've come too far to take it now. I'm being honest when I live the moments that I used to dream of. How much pain would you need to feel love? You only want me now cause I'm on the up. That's why I gotta keep it a buck. Temptations from multiple drugs and dark times. All I need is your love.
I would like a bit more range with the melody and the those note choices there. I feel like we're a little bit too conservative with the notes we're using there. I feel like you could have gone lower, high, and had a bit more sort of variety in the sequencing there of those notes. But that's okay. That's all right. Maybe that's just his kind of flow, his groove. That's okay. Just because we had a similar kind of approach to that previous verse.
Call me Cameron, baby. They call me Cameron, baby. Seen you across the room. Didn't know what to do. Had to introduce myself. She said, hi, I'm Stacy. But she might be.
I wonder if this guy does kicks. That was a mixture of guy and does is die. What this guy does kicks. I mean, he's got a set list to him. You can see there's tracks down here over Spotify. So there's clearly potential for him to do a set list at this point. Yeah, I think this track's nice and palatable. I mean, because this is my conclusion of this review of this track Crazy by Cameron Sean. You know what I think this track is about? I think it's a track about someone where you've met them and you eventually realize that maybe they're not quite who you wanted them or expected them to be. And you realize that you just don't want to have to deal with that drama. And so you just try and clear it as quickly as you can. I think that's what the track is about. And that's cool. You know, I think a lot of people who listen to this will be able to relate to those situations in relationships or friendships or whatever, where they needed to sort of quickly evacuate. And if you can't, then maybe you're the person who people are running away from. But that's cool. It's an interesting story. Cameron communicates himself quite well throughout. It's easy to follow along with and sort of understand it and identify his perspective, and the way that he sung and rapped made sense with the story there. The note choices were good. I was getting a bit greedy, I think, in the midpoint with wanting more range there, but for a first impression, it's absolutely fine there. I like the occasional double tracking of the vocals at the end of each of the chorus stanzas. I think that added a little bit more sort of heft and size, though it was so tightly mixed that there wasn't a huge resonance there, and I'm 50-50 on that, you know. I don't mind a little bit of roughness to my mixes. I think that, you know, a very clearly polished and professional vocalist, you know, it works well within the hip-hop kind of rap genre with a few sort of synthetic EDM-ish elements, you know, but then that's fine, you know. It makes sense for this day and age. You know, this track came out in 2022. I heard a lot of track that incorporated similar elements in there, you know. They had because in the background, of course, you had like the drums and the 808s and the vocal chops and some other sort of like little plucked sort of melodic parts that had a bit of an airy feel to them, and there were additional sort of bass elements, I think, in the verse as well, to have a difference in timbre to that. It helped to maintain a sense of distinction between the various bits. I mean, in a track that is 2 minutes 30, you don't need a huge amount of diversity and range within it. There are obviously songs which you do, but that's usually for a specific purpose. 2 minutes 30 can almost be too short to have too much going on. So in a way, I am relatively, I'm satisfied with the fact that we had a sort of a verse chorus structure. I think that the guy is good enough to be able to sort of incorporate more in there. It'll just be interesting to see what they do next, whether they want to continue playing it safe and conservative with some of those vocal melodies and everything like that in those rapping passages. Because again, he's clearly got talent. And I think that everything there with the motif and the accompaniment worked well. There's a great synergy between the story and the vocals were done and the backing. The grooves on the drums were fun and interesting to listen to. There was interesting panning of those hi-hats going left and right there. And there were cool response between the various vocal parts there, where he would go and then there would be a vocal chop, etc. You know, the bass was nice and subtle there on the low end, rolling between some of those triads and root notes. And we just had a little bit of further articulation up in that mid to high end with some of those sort of chord extensions or harmony extensions, broken chords and arpeggios later on at the end of each of the times of the verse or the chorus, you know. It was cool. It was good. It was well written, and I can understand the decisions we made artistically, creatively, and production-wise as well. And I don't think there were any mistakes made. You know, the recording, mixing, mastering, the production was great. I think there was a fantastic commercial quality clarity to the vocals there. They sounded pristine, very easy to understand what was going on there. They had a great presence in the mix alongside again the bass, the drums, and the other melodic and harmonic elements there. Great reinforcement of the theme. Nice side chaining of those kicks to the bass and everything like that. It was, you know, it was nice and loud, so the limiting compression was handled well. It was nice and loud without pumping. The leveling of the instruments, the mix was good too. Nice and wide in the stereo field as well, again with variations of the position of those different hi-hat bits and other elements there. And I like how we simply just, I think we knew what we wanted to accomplish with this track. We understood how to produce it in a way that was professional, and I don't think there were any flaws in here. There's just more, because I understand the quality of this musician upon a first listen. You know, that's how competent they are, that I would like to hear more from them in future, and I'd like to see where they go, whether they push further boundaries or anything like that. Either way, man, Crazy by Cameron Shawn. You know, this is my review of Crazy by Cameron Shawn. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show us some love via the various social medias and the Spotify page, and stay cool and stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I'll catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.